Hey there, I'm Tim, one of the partners at Paragon Partners. It's September 17th where I'm at. The fall weather is really starting, and I'm going to go over my last 30 eBay sales. Oh boy, this is a bad cut, but you can see I'm at 14,000 if you've been following me. That's down from about 15,000, and I'm between anywhere between 4 and 22,000, so in the middle of the range. We sold this on consignment. I think it was a little bit of a low end. Anyway, this scans a book and converts the scan into PDF so you can digitize your books. Tools I'm so on. It seems like to make money, they have to be new and high end. Makita, good brand, somewhat used, and we got $75 for it. So I'm happy with it, but not enthralled. Oh, now this one, I bought this huge bead lot. It's about the size of a medium moving box. I got the whole box for $10 at the swap meet. And this is about a third of what I had. So I put all things item together in their own lots. I should have specified in the auction listing that the plastic containers were included because that's what everyone was asking me on this one. I mentioned a couple times on my partner who bought out this whole office lot, and they stripped out the entire burglar alarm system, all the components. I put each component online, and of course other people had that same burglar system and they need to replace the components. So I've been selling these over time. Now this was just a leftover to me. I bought this box of Star Wars toys. And I went over those. Those other Star Wars toys were for parts. They were definitely missing some components on them. But there's some of the older models. This is from the 90s, so it doesn't have the same value, and I think it's kind of stupid looking. But at this point, everything is already paid for itself, so it's free money. This one we sold it on consignment. Actually, I'm not even sure why we sold it. The low-end price, just because it was new. You can buy it for $13 at the local hardware store as well. If you've been following me, you know I've been doing a lot of software recently, and this one was so-so. You can see we sold it for $9, but you have to pay $3 for the shipping. You have to pay the cost of sales, so you're making a couple of bucks, but not a lot. So unless you're really into software and you're selling a lot of it as your main category, it's hard to really make a lot here. Oh, now this is I sold on consignment, but I remember the buyer. He had a gig for the weekend, and he needed this one specifically for his gig. So I had to send it next day via priority mail to make it to him, and that's why I sold it for full price. Oh, now this one I bought at a local auction. It was just plus a couple of other components, and I spent like $60 for the whole thing. And I had this fantasy. I grew up on these computers in the 80s. That's where I cut my teeth. And it's not, okay, I'll get into retro and get back into the old computers I grew up on. I got it, it just out of the box for like 3 months. I thought, okay, I haven't used it by now. It's time to sell it, let it move on. And frankly, if I wanted to experiment with the Commodore 64 now, I just put it on a Raspberry Pi. I wouldn't use the whole software or the whole hardware system. This one, a little on the lower side. If you follow me, you know I also like these 80s electronics. Now, I picked it up for $5, so I made money on it. But this unit was a little more beat up cosmetically, and I think that's why I didn't do as well. Oh, no, you've been following me. You also know how I'm getting to like printers less and less. They're big, so they're expensive to ship, difficult to package, and they don't sell for that much. So lately I've been taking out the parts. Okay, so everyone seems to lose or break their printer tray. So you can see I sold the printer tray for $30, where normally I would have sold the whole printer for about $50. Well, I like it this way a lot better. This is sold on consignment, just a couple of camera leftovers. Here's a battery charger. Now, if you've been following me, you also know I'm not real fond of battery chargers. Only sold this because it was on consignment, and this sold for a better price because it's for one of the more unique batteries, so it commanded more of a premium. I got this at the swap meet for $5. You can see I sold it for $25. Oh, now this one I had bought at a local auction a full fireman's bunker suit. You may have seen in the earlier video I sold the helmet. Here are the boots, and I didn't think they would sell because they're men's size 8. I mean, really, that's the Fire Cadet size. And it did take a while, but I sold them at 30 bucks. So this by itself, I over doubled my money. You've been following us, we've been selling a lot of these laser cells. Oh, I remember this one. I bought this at the swap meet, and the guy wanted 15 bucks for it. I was interested in it because not only was it the old radio, but it also had the speakers I went with it. So I told the guy, look, I'll pay you 13, but his kid was there. I said, I'll pay your kid $2 to help me haul it to my truck. He said sold, so he made 13, his kid made 2. I got it home, and the radio worked, but it had some problems with it. And it also had the burning smell, so maybe that's why I didn't get as much. Now, I picked up a railroad lot, and it had a ton of track. So I just broke the track into 4 equal lots. It's pretty simple to list them. And I'm surprised at how well these lots have been doing for this old track. This one was sold on consignment, and actually I don't know quite what it is. If it's a wireless toothbrush or something else, but you can see we got a good price for it. Oh, now I remember these. These were leftover from a big lot my partner bought some time ago. They've been laying around because I hadn't thought much of them, and I was just about to throw them away. I thought, nah, I should look them up first. So I saw that they were actually selling. I thought, okay, I'll put them on. And I put them on for 25 bucks a pop. And it took about 2 weeks, but this buyer bought both of them. So I made 50 bucks on something I would have thrown away. Here's some wireless controllers with some headphones that went with them. It's a little difficult to see what this is, but this is a trace box. That is, it has light underneath, and then you put your paper you want to trace on top. 20 bucks, so. Oh, now these, you may have seen in an earlier video, I sold the other side, or the left side. So it's at the thrift store, and they had both of these at 20 bucks a pop. I got them for half off at 10 bucks. And so I put them both online for 100 each. I wasn't going to put them together because I realized that people don't only want one or the other. So the driver's side sold right away for 100 bucks. I thought, okay, that's great. The passenger side didn't. And you can see my partner, he lopped. We went from 100 to 70 and then to 40, and then it finally sold. One thing, I was a little apprehensive when I got these because I wasn't able to test them. So, of course, I made sure to offer a free 30-day return policy. This one was surprised at. I bought this lot of some books, and this was in there. But I've done one on this sort of island before. It's a CD set of some sort of self-improvement. You can see Sylvia Brown, and it sold for 55 bucks. Now I can only imagine on the website what she's asking for, so maybe that's why it still does good here. If you've been following me, I've sold a lot of lenses, and when they've been good lenses, you see I've gotten good price. This is a lower end lens, and you can see I didn't get much of a price for it. Oh, by the way, when I ship these, I always ship medium priority. I always choose the box. I never ship in the padded envelope. Here's another item we sold on consignment. Oh, this is media. So I actually like stumbling into this old media. Because normally my buyer is government. What happens is government, they have these old computer systems, and they can't buy parts or media for these older systems, so they have to turn to eBay to get what they need. Well, that's where I sold this to. These watches, of course, is its own subcategory. We sold this on consignment, and you can see we did pretty well on it. This is another one I was a little surprised we did as well. I've seen these smaller radios, and they normally go for 5 to 10 bucks a pop. This was sold on consignment, and we got 18 for it. Oh, now this one, my partner, he bought out a huge lot of medical goods, a bunch of pipettes, and this was some sort of blotting paper, and so I just listed it because it was left over from the main items. Well, you can see we finally got 16 out of it, and this was something that had long paid for itself. You heard me ranting and raving about tools earlier. Here's another one. We did all right on it. It was pretty good. Yeah, no, I mean, normally I see these Sawzalls at garage sales and flea markets. They're usually around 20 bucks a pop. So I suppose we did pretty good. Anyway, that's it. If you have any comments, be sure and leave them. Otherwise, please like and subscribe, and I'll hear from you later. Cheers.